Okay, the last objection we're going to talk about is going to be when a person tells you that they've already got insurance. This is going to come up in a couple different places throughout the presentation. You're normally going to see this when you do at the door when you're trying to door knock your way into a house, and they're going to give it to you as an objection as to why they don't need to sit with you that day. You may also get it at the end of the presentation talking about the amount of coverage to sell somebody as a way for them to tell you that they don't need the coverage. In either situation, the most important thing to understand is that in almost every single case, if they responded to an advertisement from us for insurance, that whatever they have in place was probably already in place when they decided to respond to the advertisement. So we're going to start with a quick role play at the door. This is one of those things where we want it to be short and sweet and to the point and move forward towards entering the house. So I'll do this with Stan. So knock, knock. Hi, Stan. My name is Ben. I'm here from Lincoln Heritage Funeral Advantage. I received the card you mailed into us about our final expense program. I want to take a couple minutes and show you how this thing works. May I come in?
I already have life insurance.
Okay, yeah, I got you. This is for the funeral stuff. Just takes a couple of minutes, okay?
Okay.
Simple like that. Short and sweet and to the point. You don't want to accept it as an objection. A lot of times it's the first thing that comes to their mind as to why they don't want to sit with you right now. So if they really won't let you in, it's also a good chance for you at the door to set an appointment for later that day, tomorrow, whatever might be the case.
Yeah.
As it relates to the rates later on down the line, when we're showing different amounts of coverage to our customers, you actually have a couple of different ways you can do this with our customers. Again, we're moving forward with something. The funeral part is undone, which is why they are responding to our commercial, because they need to have that funeral part put in place. So them telling us, I've already got coverage, actually puts us in a situation where we have more options for them versus if they had no coverage at all. Because now we have the option of writing a policy with Lincoln to cover the funeral, and the existing life insurance goes to their family as it was originally intended. Or if the budget is tight, our coverage can serve as a supplement to what they've already got in place. So if they have, let's say, for example, a $10,000 policy already ready to go, and they want to be buried, and that burial might cost $12,000, $13,000, $14,000, then we have the ability to maybe do a $2,000 to $5,000 policy to make sure that now they have enough coverage amount to pay for the funeral, and the funeral part is done too. This is actually a fairly simple and straightforward objection. This is one of those things where we want to make sure that we don't make too big a deal out of it. It ultimately comes down to affordability, and again, the fact that use our biggest tool, which is the fact that we cover the funeral. Regular life insurance does not.
And most of the time when somebody does have another policy, it's for a different reason, because they wouldn't respond to a funeral advantage ad, if they had a policy already specifically taking care of the funeral. So when somebody says they have a policy already, a lot of times they already allocated those funds to either a grandchild or someone else for other purposes, especially if they're married. They're going to need that money for the other person to survive off of for X amount of time. And this is going to be that immediate down payment to take care of the final expenses of what's going to happen right away. When that policy is going to pay out within 30 to 90 days to take care of either mortgage payments, income replacement, whatever they put that policy in place for. And it's not specifically for the funeral. So you still want to show the maximum that they can qualify for, but fall back on if, in terms of affordability, put in place a policy that's going to bridge the gap and almost act as a down payment on the funeral while the other life insurance money comes into play as like a last resort.
Yeah. One last thing also, really want to make sure we do not get ourselves in a position where we're kind of bashing or kind of poking away at the coverage that's already in place. No customer is ever going to want to feel like the decision they made to buy life insurance in the past was a bad decision. So
Right.
we really don't want to go there. And also, just as a matter of good business, we're really not in the habit of replacing policies, especially any policy you ever come across that's out of the 2-year contestability period. We really kind of want to leave that alone. There are some scenarios where replacement might make sense, but it's not a really big part of our business also. So we look at ourselves as a way to cover the funeral portion. Other life insurance in the house is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of if you receive it as an objection, this is how you would work through that stuff. And that's pretty simple from that standpoint.